Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Cooper here, the Primary Principal at GEMS Wellington Academy at Arkel, and welcome to my first vlog of this academic year, with the idea of overseeing the month of September and this half term. So, what a first half term it has been. We've had such a wonderful start here at the Academy. The students have settled in exceptionally well. It's fantastic to see the school buzzing once again after a long summer break, and it's wonderful to see all our families coming back and returning to us. Welcome to any families that are new this year. It's wonderful to have you as part of our community, and hopefully you and your students have settled in really well. As with always, as I say, we know the school is a big place. There's lots of things going on. We offer students as many things as possible, and sometimes that can be a bit overwhelming for new families and returning families as well. If you do have ever any questions of things that you don't understand or you need some assistance with, then please do just reach out to your class teacher, a member of the leadership team, or the primary reception, and they'll be able to assist you with anything that you may not understand or may need some support with. As you walk around the school, you can see the learning is absolutely fantastic. We've certainly hit the ground running. The walls are full of wonderful students' work. The displays are fabulous this half term. So when you do get an opportunity to walk down your child's corridor and visit the classroom, please make sure you check out the wonderful displays and the environments that our staff members have created. And of course, our students have contributed to with all their wonderful work. To summarise some of that learning that has already taken place, you'll be pleased to know that we have now updated our Learning Ladders. That's for students in year 1 to 6. So Learning Ladders is an online portal where you as a parent can log in and you can see all the objectives, all the learning that your child has completed this half term, how they've performed against them, and also the objectives that they're currently working towards, the ones that they're still working upon. Obviously, there will always be that throughout this academic year. There's always next steps and targets for our students, but the Learning Ladders gives you an online portal access to see that progress taking place in terms of the curriculum and how your child's being assessed against that. So please do log on to Learning Ladders. I know Mr. Waterworth has put something in the weekly newsletter this week that has a link to a YouTube video where there is a recorded webinar that you can engage with to find out more about Learning Ladders. But certainly I would make sure that you log in and access your child's assessments to find out what they've been doing this half term. For our year 3 to 6 students, you will also have received on your LearnOS app the Cat4 assessments that have taken place. Not all students have completed those, only new students and students in specific year groups. We do them every 2 years, so some parents will see that the Cat4 report that exists on LearnOS is the one from last year. That's absolutely fine. We don't do them every single year, but you may want to refer back to that based upon to remind yourselves of what your child did last academic year regarding the Cat4 assessment. And that's really a baseline assessment to find out what that core knowledge looks like for students. It's very non-subject specific, so it looks at things like verbal reasoning, non-verbal reasoning, logical thinking, and kind of gives us an indication of what the potential is for that child over the coming years. So if you are interested in finding out more about that, then please log on to your LearnOS app and the report will be sat there. Speaking of apps, I've just talked about Learning Ladders and I've just talked about LearnOS. Obviously, we have a number of apps that we use in school. Some of those apps are for students. They're student-facing. They're for students to access various content to enhance their education. Now, sometimes that for parents can be overwhelming. Just to reassure you, many of those apps are just for students to use in school. Obviously, in the modern world, just as we do on our computers, we have lots of different tools like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these different tools to assist us in our day-to-day jobs. The students have similar tools like this. You know, we have things like Century, we have things like Seesaw that all support our children in the classroom. Parents do not have to worry too much about those applications. The only apps that you need to worry about is LearnOS, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, and Learning Ladders. Our FS parents, instead of Learning Ladders, will have Seesaw, and of course they get daily updates of what the children have been up to. From an FS perspective, because their learning is much more visual, it's much more hands-on, so it's difficult to kind of see that written evidence because they're doing that a lot through play, and so Seesaw supports that. But ultimately, those are the 3 apps. Now, LearnOS is a brand new app that has been launched this year, and the idea is that over time, everything that we do in school will slowly merge into LearnOS. So even Learning Ladders, we're looking at how we integrate that into the LearnOS app so that you don't have to figure out and download more than one app. You can access all the information about your child within LearnerOS as kind of this super app for everything. We've already integrated extracurricular activities in that. Parents here last year will know that we had a separate application for that. That's now built into LearnerOS. We're going to continue to bring everything that you need as parents into that application so that you can access it all in one place. So please do watch this space. We're taking it one step at a time, but over this academic year, you'll start to see more and more things being integrated into the LearnerOS app. In terms of parent support, we also require all our parents to wear their yellow lanyards on site. It reduces the risk for our students. We know who is entering the site. We know that if you have a yellow lanyard, then you are associated with the school, which obviously means that you can come and go a bit more easier than our visitors who have to sign in and register at our security gates. To assist us with that and your smooth entry into school, it'd be really helpful if you have that either over your neck, you're wearing it, or it's visible, just so the security team don't have to stop you, ask for where it is, and then you have to find it in your bag or in your pockets, whatever. If you've got it over your neck or just in your hand, so it's visible, you can show your ID, and then you can enter the school site quite easily. Thank you very much for everyone for supporting that. We've certainly seen lots of parents wearing those lanyards, but we just need to really make sure that everybody is wearing those so that we don't have to challenge anyone in the morning when we're trying to get the school day up and running. Obviously, traffic has been, I know, a bit of a debate and a bit of a challenging time at this moment in time. For me as a primary principal, all I want to do is focus on the education of the students, and so when we are trying to resolve traffic issues with GEMS, with EMAR, with multiple kind of groups within Dubai, obviously it's always a challenge. I'm pleased to see that traffic is starting to be reduced, and certainly after half term we should see a further reduction with GEMS International School next year moving their school timings slightly further away from our school timings so that arrival time is much more spread out between the two schools. So we should hopefully see that improve after half term. Additionally, for our year 5 and 6 parents and any parents that want to drop off at the back near the football fields, we have opened up a really big drop-off. That can be accessed from Al Khail Road. So if you go down Al Khail Road, come off at Al Mar Bay but continue straight past the school, there is a small junction now where you can come off, come round to the back of the school really quickly and drop off your child or park and walk your child in. There is a bit more of a walk, it's across the football field, but we hope that it's an extra maybe 10 seconds to your journey, but you avoid all the traffic. I've been out there all week and there's not been any congestion. People sail into Al Khail, down the back, drop off or park up, walk in, and the parent feedback has been fantastic, that it's made their lives 10 times easier. So if you it's made their lives 10 times easier. So if you believe that you actually would happily come down Al Khail Road and come off the back and park at the back of school to access our site, then I do encourage you to do so, because there's plenty of space there for you to drop off or walk your child in the morning. And equally, it does convert into a parking space at the end of the day. So if again you want to park at the back of the school, come round the back, park just behind the back of the tennis courts and the football field, walk across, there is a gate there, walk through across the football field, and you can access the year 1 classrooms and year 2 classrooms really easily. And equally for our year 5 and 6 families, you can organise your child to walk out the back of the school and meet you in the football field or outside by the tennis courts. So I do encourage all parents who can do that and are willing to do that to support you, to support us in that, because it certainly will draw some of the congestion from the front of school away and spread out our traffic a little bit more. That'd be really helpful. Thank you very much. 2 final things in terms of parental engagements. This week we had our first Friends of Wellington launch. You have received an email from Ms. Jumana, our Parent Relationships Officer. Our Friends of Wellington group is a bit like a parent-teacher association, but it's very much about bringing our parents together as a community to host events for the school community, such as National Days or Winter Wonderlands we've been discussing, but equally just to develop a social community for our parents. So we had our first session. We've got people who are interested in helping to lead that group, and the idea is that they will organise events for our community, but also for our parents over the coming months. So if you are interested in being part of that group, even if you don't want to be part in leading it, but you're interested in going for coffee mornings with parents or fitness activities, or you're interested in supporting us develop our Winter Wonderland events later this term, then please do register for that. There's a QR code that was sent out, and we really would be very much appreciative of any parents that want to contribute and further enhance what we have here at the Academy as a community. It'll be very much appreciated. And finally, Parents' Evening. So following on from Learning Ladders, as we move into next half term, we will be sharing further details for our Parents' Evenings, which takes place the week beginning the 10th of November. Registration details will be sent out, and you can book an opportunity to meet your class teacher. Those will be done via Zoom. Our parent participation is far stronger when we do it via Zoom. I think parents appreciate the fact it's much easier to log on and speak to a teacher online. However, we don't want to remove that face-to-face option as well, so we will also pair that with another parent-child celebration where we invite parents in to sit in the child's classroom or in a corridor and look through your child's books with your child to really celebrate the progress that they're making this academic year. That'll be an opportunity for you to have a casual conversation with the teacher as well. So we want to pair those two things together. So you've got a face-to-face option and that ease of an online parent-teacher meet. So the online option is very much one-to-one, where you'll meet your teacher for 10 minutes about how your child is progressing, but then equally an opportunity to come into school, see your child's work, see the environment that exists for your child, and have that conversation about the learning with your child, which is so important. That triangle of parent, teacher, and child really enhances what goes on, because the child knows that they're also accountable and have a part to play in their own education too. So lots of things going on, lots of exciting things coming up. It's been wonderful to see everybody here this half term. Have a wonderful half term break, and I will see you back after the holidays for another successful half term, leading all the way through to December. Thank you very much, everybody. Goodbye.